Óðin, the All-Father, relentless in his hunger for deeper knowledge and the arts of eloquent speech, learnt of a potent treasure concealed in the giant's domain, the Mead of Poetry. This brew, forged from extraordinary origins, granted whoever drank it the power of skaldic skill, scholarly insight, and the ability to shape words with unmatched clarity and force. The tale begins with the aftermath of the war between the Æsir and the Vanir. To mark their accord, the two clans of gods spat into a mighty vessel. From that mingled saliva emerged Kvasir, a being of profound understanding who wandered the worlds, answering any questions with piercing wisdom. Yet, his brilliance invited doom. Two dwarves, Fiala and Gala, lowered him into their hall and slew him. They blended his blood with honey, fermenting it into 3 vessels, the pot Óðrerir and the vats Boðn and Sun. Thus arose the Mead of Poetry, a liquid essence of inspiration and intellect. The dwarf's wickedness didn't stop there. They drowned the giant Gunnlöd for sport, and when his wife wailed out in grief, crushed her beneath a milestone. Gunnlöd's son, Suttungr, demanded retribution. He trapped the dwarfs on a reef at low tide, threatening to abandon them to the rising waters unless they surrendered the mead. They yielded, and Suttungr bore the vessels to his mountain stronghold, Hnitbjörg. There he placed them in a hidden chamber within the rock, appointing his daughter Gunnlöd as their guardian. Óðin, hearing of the hoard, determined to claim it for Asgard and for those he judged deserving of its power. He approached the farm of Baugi, Suttungr's brother, disguised as the wanderer named Bölverk, worker of misfortune. 9 slaves laboured in the fields mowing hay. Óðin offered to sharpen their scythes with a wondrous whetstone. The blades sliced with fresh keenness. The slaves vied to possess the stone. Óðin cast it high. In their frenzy, they turned their scythes on each other and perished. Bölverk then proposed to Baugi that he replace the lost workers for the summer, demanding in return a single draught of the mead. Baugi, impressed with the stranger's labour, consented, though he warned that Suttungr guarded the brew fiercely. When the season closed, Baugi led Óðin to his brother, but Suttungr denied any portion. Undaunted, Óðin led Baugi to uphold their agreement. They reached Hnitbjörg, where Baugi wielded an auger called Rati to bore a narrow tunnel through the stone. Óðin tested the passage, suspecting treachery, and insisted to be widened. Satisfied at last, he shifted shape into a slender serpent and glided through the hole, evading Baugi's final desperate thrust. Inside the chamber, Óðin assumed a form pleasing to the eye. Over 3 nights he shared company with Gunnlöd. In return for her trust, she allowed him 3 draughts from the vessels. Yet Óðin, with calculated intent, consumed far more, draining Óðrerir in the first draught, Boðn in the second, and Sun in the third. In mere moments, he had taken the entire store of the Mead of Poetry into himself. Without delay, he transformed anew, becoming a powerful eagle. With mighty wing beats, he launched from the mountain and sped towards Asgard. Suttungr, discovering the loss, assumed the form of a hawk and gave chase through the heavens. The pursuit stretched across the sky, 2 raptors streaking amid the winds. The Æsir, ever vigilant, readied vast vats in the courtyard of their city. As Óðin neared the walls, he regurgitated the mead into the waiting vessels. In the haste of escape, a few drops fell earthward. Those stray drops became the source of lesser inspiration, the portion available to many, though often flawed or fleeting. The pure essence, however, remained intact. This Óðin reserved for the gods and for mortals truly accomplished in the craft of poetry and wisdom. Thus, the Mead of Poetry came to Asgard, no longer locked away in a giant's vault. It circulated as a source of eloquence and insight, fueling the verses of skalds, the council of sages, and the creative fire of the worthy. The myth recounted in the verses of Hawamal, where Oðin speaks of his insights with Gunnlöd and the draughts he took, and set forth in full by Snorri Sturluson in the Prose Edda, reveals a central Norse principle. True inspiration and understanding demand cunning, endurance, and unyielding will. Such power belongs not to hoarders, but to those who pursue it through trials and serve the greater order of the realms. Oðin's exploit stands beside his other quests, hanging upon Idursil for the runes, sacrificing an eye to Mimir's well as evidence of his ceaseless drive. They who dare, who shape themselves anew, who risk all, they seize the radiant light of poetic mastery and share its brilliance, illuminating minds and hearts in a world shadowed by fate. If you've enjoyed this video, then give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. These myths that I'm putting out to you are part of a big course. I have selected 6 Norse archetypes, each with 4 classes, and they all start with a Norse myth. If this is something that you're interested in, then hit the notification bell so that you can stay updated of when I release the course. If you're ready to put the work in now, then head over to my Patreon. I have 2 ebooks. I have the Art of Creating New Habits, which is perfect for this time of year, and the process of meditation and shadow work, which is the basis of everything that I do. I also have one-to-one sessions. Then jump over to Patreon and check it out. Drop me a message if you have any questions. Until the next one, see you soon.